All right, guys, we're back at locals. We got Mr. Clean here again. Got third place, I think they just said, just now with a very spicy Adamancipator list. Well, pretty spicy. Got some cool stuff in here. So I'll let you take it away.
Yeah. So my first loss of the day was round 1 against Tri Brigade. He just striked me right off the bat. But other than that, it was XO. So pretty standard.
Yeah.
You got the 3/3s.
Makes sense.
And then you play the 1 Dragite. So it's the 10 main deck monster Adamancipator cards. And then the best package, personally, I think, is the 1 Dropsies, Rock, and 3 Roxies. You don't play the fusion spell just because either off Roxies or off Dropsies, you just gain so much advantage, and then you either end on a Link 2 or you end on a Link 2 with a Rock. So you can still make Verte, which this deck has to play Verte.
Yep.
And then the Quacky cards, you play 3 Guardian and 3 Supplier. You play 3 Supplier rather than 2. Like, you can play 2 and it's fine, but you can play 3 because it chain blocks for the Prank Kids if you summon the Roxies first, and then it also chain blocks for Hulk. So it's just really good. And then also, like, if you already have Guardian on field and you use up all your hand, but you summon the Supplier, you're gonna end up with a Rock in your hand anyways.
You don't think either the other Quacky Mirrors, the Spell, or the Trap Negator are worth, even inside?
Theoretically, you can side them. It's a little inconsistent. Like, Monster Negates are the biggest thing, and the biggest thing is surprisingly Nib for this deck, because if you burn the Researcher special, you kind of lose to Nib really hard. So it's like Nib's your friend, but it's also like your worst enemy.
Okay.
You got the 2 Doki. Normal summon is okay. You really just want to see it off the Excavates. You play the 2 Exceeds, and then the last monster card is the Plague Spreader, which you summon off of Hulk, and it's just 2 monsters.
Only 2 Exceed?
Only 2 Exceed. This deck plays, like, I really wanted to put it to 3, but this deck is 40 cards flat, if I'm not mistaken.
And this just comes up particularly because it's level 2 extra body, and that works better with, like, all the levels that the deck plays, like 4 and 2s almost exclusively.
So the synchros are like either level 4, level 6s, or level 8s. So, and then it you summon Hulk, and then Hulk makes Verte, and then you summon this guy back, and then you like use Rap Titan this for like Borreload or Dragite. So onto the spells, we have the 3 Reborn spells, 2 signs, 1 Reborn. I value Reborn more than the 3rd signs because it reborns anything, including your opponent's stuff. If you like, they have something in the graveyard. It also reborns Dragoon, and this just doesn't.
Cool.
And then the anti-hand trap cards is Call by the Grave and 2 Designator. I don't have a 3rd Designator, otherwise it'd be there.
How was this today? How has it been for you so far?
I've really only used it like once or twice because I only have the 2 copies.
Yeah.
But it came up against when if I lost to an Ash Blossom, I had this in hand, he dropped the Ash, and then I cross out it, and then I won.
Okay. Yeah, and also we're at local, so you don't see as many meta decks where everybody's playing hand traps, so it may not be quite as consistently good at locals.
Exactly. And then these are the hand traps and the crossout targets. So you play 2 Nib, 2 Ash, 2 Imperm. If someone is ballsy enough to main deck Nibiru, like, you can do that, and like you just keep on playing. It's also going second card. It's usually a blowout, and then it's a super blowout if you see like Imperm, Nib, and then it's really self-explanatory. And same thing with Ash and Imperm.
Cool.
And then last 3 cards are the Dragoon package.
Yep, gotta play them.
Yep, gotta play them.
Yep, just one of those decks that.
Yeah, it's a rogue deck, so just by summoning 2 monsters on the field, you can swarm it very easily.
Yeah.
You make Verte, you win the game.
Right, and also just like, this seems like one of those decks kind of like PK, where like even after you've been hand trapped, all you have to do is get any 2 bodies on the field and punish them for it.
Yeah.
Win the duel.
Onto the extra deck, so we just play the 1 Xyz, Gallant. Gallant's been really good to me. 2 level 4s. That's what you play Parallel Exceed for. You go summon Roxy's, link it off, summon Meow Mew, parallel exceed, get this, search researcher, special researcher, play on. For the synchros, Herald, Raptite, Leonite, Dragite, and the Savage Dragon.
Yep.
So you play all of these. This is for follow-up.
Yeah, that one's the interesting one.
Yeah, this is the interesting one. Not many people play this, mostly because like the second effect, which is the revival from the graveyard, doesn't really come up too often, but it's really just a bridge from getting your the tuners into the synchro into the end guys, which is Dragite and Borlo Dragon. And so Herald, this is if you like really fear the Nibiru. I didn't make this today, but it's just it's a Macrocosmos and it's a Monster Negate going first. These two are self-explanatory. Spell a Trap Negate, Excavate 5 to bounce rocks, can come up, and then this is the best generic synchro.
Cool.
Onto the links, you play the Meowmoo and the Doodle Doo, self-explanatory. You don't search anything off the first effect, so you're just using it for the Link 2 body, and then you actually tribute this to add back the Dropsies and Roxies because you usually end up blowing out your whole hand, and so you need something for the discard for Dragoon.
Or it's nice to have a rock to reveal off of
Kawaki Mirror Guardian,
if you have them still.
So yeah, usually like it's just good, and then also the Plague Spreader combo, like you just put one of them back and then you're free.
Yep.
The Almirage, you can cut the Almirage, but some like it's there if you like super brick, and then like if you
Parallel
have the Parallel Exceed, and if you like or the Reborn spells. So if you like super brick, you just make this, have the Reborn spell, have the Parallel Exceed. If you have the Parallel Exceed, you're going full combo. If you have the Reborn spell, it's at least Verte.
Did it come up today at all?
It hasn't come up today at all, but like, damned if you do, damned if you don't. So I'd rather just play it, and it's like you have 2 free flex spots realistically in this build, so it's fine.
Okay.
Link 2s is Hauken IP.
Yep.
IP targets are Unicorn and Appaloosa, and then you can also just make this going first.
Makes sense.
And then the last 2 cards is Verte and Dragoon.
Cool. All right. Any changes you're thinking? I mean, like you mentioned some cards that are like iffy. There's a couple of wiggle slots, but is there anything you would consider changing as of right now?
I mean, like I said, it's like you build it to your specifications. So whatever you want, like you can put it in, test it out, see if it works. If you like it, keep it. If you don't like it, take it out.
Cool. All right. Anything else you want to throw out there?
No, but I want to show at least 2 cards that I put in the side deck.
Okay.
And you will never see this ever because it's really funny, but it's really bad, and it's locals, so I can do whatever the hell I want.
It's really bad, but this was really good. Exactly once.
Yeah, I was playing Eldritch Trap today, and I summoned Barkion game 3, and it was Chainlink 10. I win the game.
He literally had 5 back row, and he literally went negate, negate, negate,
Yep.
negate, negate. Crazy. All right, cool. Well, thanks, John.
Yep.
I guess shout out TCG.
Yeah,
Tournament City
TCG,
Games.
George Nace, and any person's YouTube videos I took to build this core, but it's pretty much my own. I just sampled from other people.
Right. I mean, Adamancipator, Prank Kids has already been like a.
Yeah,
it's kind of just a thing now, and you can just flex it around, mess around with your own style and whatnot.
Exactly.
Cool. All right, man. Thanks.
Yep.